Yeah, I'll let you go first.
I really don't give a fuck what people think. I'm not getting nailed in the ass by Shaq.
Hello and welcome to this thing that we like to call 7 Days Makes 1 Week. My name is Freddie P, and I am back after a week off in the place to be, Zach's living room. He's currently back behind the laptop, as he usually is. To my right is special guest Pierre, making up for Nico's absence. Bucky?
That's right.
Bucky? Yeah, Bucky. Sorry, dude. I forgot your name. My bad. And to my left is coming back from, I guess, 2 weeks of absences, Mr. Pierre. How are you doing, sir?
I'm very well, thanks, man. It's great to be back.
Perfect. We've had quite an eventful 2 weeks. Nico is not here because he had to help a friend with some home renovations. I wasn't here last week because I was in Vancouver for a couple concerts with one of my friends. And I think these guys' schedule was just a little busy last week, so we just didn't kind of really get around to it. But we're back this week, and everything is good to go. What's going on, Pierre? How have you been?
Well, I've been very well, thanks, but I'm very curious to see how you enjoyed the city of Vancouver. Why don't you start us off by telling about that?
Vancouver was awesome, yeah, man. The first time I've ever been to Vancouver. I've been to Kelowna 3 times, but
That's
was the
wild,
first time
man.
I'd ever been to Vancouver. Yeah, it was really cool, man. We landed on Friday and just kind of chilled out the first day. The second day, we went and saw Dave Chappelle, which was pretty awesome.
Come on.
Yeah, and then Jeff Ross opened for him, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, so we got to see, the roast master. And to be 1,000% honest with you, I even told my friend this. I think we walked past him in downtown, which is actually going to be very crazy, alluding to a story that I'm about to tell in a moment. But I swear to God, we were downtown and I looked at this guy and he was bald and he had no eyebrows. And I looked right at him and he was wearing a blue Jordan sweater. And I looked him right in the face and I didn't say anything to him. And he kind of looked at me with this look like this do you know who I am look. And I didn't. And I was just like, whatever. And I just continued on with my day. And I swear, I'd put $100 that was the same guy that walked onto the stage. Bald, no eyebrows, wearing a blue Jordan sweater. Jeff Ross. But that was cool. Yeah, Dave Chappelle was super funny. They make you lock your phone up in these magnetic pouches. They're like felt pouches, so you can't even see your phone at all. You can't.
So they protect it from you taking video, or pictures or anything.
And then it was
wow.
a 360 stage. It was just like a platformed stage, and he went to make fun of somebody in the front row, and the person had their phone out. And he was like, wait a minute, how the fuck do you have your phone out? And then security grabbed him and took him, and he was like, look, your friends aren't even going to leave with you. And none of his friends left with the guy when he got kicked out. And then he even after 4 or 5 minutes came back to his friends. He's like, man, tell your friend that I'm fucking sorry. I'm sitting there literally feeling bad about it now. I feel bad about kicking your buddy out, but it's the rule, man. No phones. I do this shit for a reason. Da-da-da. Then goes on to the moment after that, he's like, because what I'm about to say is wild. He's like, after I got my last comedy special and I got into all that heat with the transvestite community, he's like, I said I wasn't going to make any more tranny jokes. And I meant it. On television. He's like, I got out of the game too early. I didn't know they were going to start winning gold medals and shit. What the fuck? And he's like, yeah, so he made a couple jokes about that, and that was funny. And
was it at a proper comedy club or?
No, it was at wherever the Canucks play, Rogers, whatever.
Wow,
arena.
You could still sell that many tickets, hey? Chappelle?
Yeah, it wasn't a full sellout, but it was definitely at least 80%. I would say it was quite a bit sold out. There wasn't very many empty. I was up in the 300s and my whole row was full.
Okay. Did you enjoy Vancouver? The food, everything.
Yeah,
the lifestyle over there is just so expensive, you know?
Yeah, the lifestyle is expensive and you can see all the stores of but to be honest with you, there's really nothing you can buy in Vancouver that you can't buy in Edmonton. It's not like traveling to a different country. You know what I mean?
No, that's fair. I mean, I was there. The last time I was really there to stay, for a few days, was the Olympics. And that was an anomaly. You know, it was just really expensive. I noticed, right?
Yeah, you were probably getting surcharged.
Absolutely.
There's how should I say this? There's fungi dispensaries in Vancouver.
Magic mushrooms?
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to.
Fun.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the place
I didn't know
is
that.
called Zoomers, and it's literally just right on the corner of.
Oh man, educate me. Let's go.
What was it Davie Street and Granville? and it was literally just called Zoomers, and it was just a weed or like a mushroom dispensary. So that was cool. Made Dave Chappelle a little bit more funny, even though he was already quite a bit funny. But that was
Most
super
definitely.
cool. And then yeah, like went and rode bikes around Stanley Park one day. Checked
Oh,
out like the ocean wall and the
yeah,
ocean
yeah,
and all that shit.
yeah.
And then the last night before we left, the Thursday. No, sorry, that's a lie. The Tuesday was actually kind of like why we went there. I went with my friend Din, and him and I really like this band from the UK called Easy Life. They're from like Leicester, England,
Okay.
and
Yep.
we went there to see them. And then this girl that I know who's like a tour manager for people, like when different traveling acts come to Canada. She like tours, you know what I mean? She's like the tour manager, for
I understand very
musicians or
much. I'm
whatever.
just, I'm just curious. Who the hell are you? You know
Hey
all these
man,
people.
I'm a
This is pretty
fucking,
cool. No, go ahead.
I'm a Forrest Gump of
Please
Edmonton,
keep
so
going.
to
Yeah,
say.
absolutely. Keep
I
going,
know a lot of
please.
different people that people like. I actually people say that to me all the time. They're like,
Yeah.
they'll know me from
Who
one
the hell
walk of
are you?
life, then they'll
Yeah.
see me in another walk of life with somebody there, and they're like, "Who the fuck are you, dude? Like, how do you even know this person?" It's just, I don't know, man. Just a cool guy, man. I just like
Yeah.
to be a cool guy that
Yeah.
fucking takes it easy and people
Well,
don't mind having around.
I mean,
So anyway, we go. She tells me about this place called the Blind Tiger, but there's no eyes, so it's just BLNDTGER, and it's a dumpling restaurant in Chinatown in Vancouver. And apparently the dumplings are really really good. But we were gonna run out of time to go, and then when we went to the venue, which was shit, I can't remember. But anyway, the venue that they performed at, I just Googled it real quick, and this Blind Tiger place was like a 4 minute walk away. So we were like, oh, okay, cool, let's go there. Let's kill some time, because you never really want to be to a venue too early. So we go there, and this girl, Shauna, she had told me when I went to go to the Blind Tiger and order a number 7. The Blind Tiger, the size of it is literally from like the wall that's like 2 feet past Pierre to me, and from us to not even like the end of this coffee table. Like the actual, it's so fucking tiny. You can't even eat in there. You have to eat outside. There's this little like bar set up, and then there's a fridge cooler door. So you go in there and you order the number 7, but there's only 6 things on the menu. So I'm like, okay. So I go, and she had told me what was up, and I go and I was like, hey, I was told to order the number 7, and the guy over there sees that I'm with somebody, and he's like, oh, so 2 number 7s, and I'm like, yeah, and he gets my name and he writes it down. He just tells me to chill outside. I'm like, okay, there's like a couple already waiting. And then when we get to go in, I ask him, I'm like, so can I like Instagram this? Like, can I be a tourist and Instagram this? And he's like, no, we actually don't allow cameras back there. Like this like process to be like videoed or have photography taken of it. So when you go to this this restaurant, pardon me, that's super 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 small and only has 6 things on the menu, but you order the number 7, you get into this cooler door and there's a massive cocktail bar in the back. That's all nice and fancy that you would have no idea was there, and you're not allowed in unless you know to order the number 7. It's like a speakeasy. So the place is called like Lao Wai or something like that. If you're ever in Vancouver,
from like the
look.
Prohibition era, you mean like speakeasy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then their menu, it's a cocktail
Those
bar.
are so cool, the little pocket bars, right?
The thing is, like,
yeah.
the bar was actually so long and had these really nice lights, and like the bartenders are all dressed up like cocktail
And
servers.
it felt like a speakeasy. Yeah.
To an very very fancy though. I mean, it didn't feel like a speakeasy in the sense like I didn't feel like I was in like the 1920s or something. Like it was
Okay.
still quite nice.
But it's a theme bar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other cool part was that their menu is this book, and there's 12 cocktails that they make, and they told me that they could make other cocktails if you wanted them to, but this is their menu that they specialize
Just signature ones.
in.
Yeah.
Correct. And then all of them have like this different story. Like the one I remember was a cocktail that had tequila in it, and it was like the story was about the guy that took tequila to Japan. Like he went from Mexico to Japan in like 1920 or something like that. And then everybody in
Yeah.
Japan was then like enjoying the tequila like everybody does. So he started like bootlegging it from Mexico to
They
Japan.
like to drink in Japan. I know that.
Yeah, so like a whole bunch of different cool stories. So that was super super cool. If you ever go, I would suggest doing that, especially if you have a date. It would be very cool. It's a very cool little experience. So then we leave, and it's like, man, I don't even genuinely believe that everything happens for a reason. It's just crazy how all of this lines up. Like, we leave that place, and I'm like, oh man, I kind of have to go to the bathroom. I should have went there before we left. And Din's like, all right, whatever, we got time. So I go to Tim Hortons. Like, the drug pandemic is just so rampant in Vancouver that, like, Tim Hortons do not let you use, like, public places don't let you use the bathroom.
No, because
they don't
they're
want
worried
people
that you'll
doing
use
drugs
in the
there,
bathroom. Yeah.
Even if you don't look like a drug addict whatsoever.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's
So that's
rampant
kinda
there.
weird.
Yeah.
But so the Tim Hortons doesn't let me in. Then this like ramen restaurant doesn't let me in. But then this like pizza place lets me use their bathroom. And I was in there for a few minutes or whatever. And then I come back outside, and my friend's outside, and he's like, "Man, you're not even gonna realize what like you're not even gonna believe what just happened." And I was like, "Oh yeah, what's that?" And he's like, "The dudes in Easy Life just walked by." I was like, "Oh yeah, show me the picture on your phone." And he's like, "I didn't take one." I was like, "Okay." And he could tell I didn't really believe him, which I did, and I didn't. Like, I didn't really want to call him a liar, but I was like, "Man, like, why wouldn't you take a picture of it? Like, why are you just telling me this? It seems so weird." But my friend's not really a bullshitter, so I did
Fair
kind
enough.
of think that it happened, but I was doubtful. But he was like, I was like, "All right, well, what do you want to do, man? Like, the venue's this way." He's like, "Yeah, the venue's that way, but those guys went that way. You want to go see what they're doing?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, fuck it." So we walk like 4 blocks in that direction, don't find anybody. He's like, "All right, whatever, fuck it, let's turn around." So we turn around, we walk back. As we're walking back, we see them across the street standing outside a pub, drinking a pint, literally on the street. Which, as we walked up to them, the bartender came up, and he was also an Englishman. He's like, "Boys, I know it's okay back home, but you can't do that here. You can't just drink pints on the fucking street. You got to go back inside. Sorry." So then, yeah, we just went inside, took a picture with them, which was super cool, and then left them alone. I mean, yeah, we did kind of be those guys. We went and asked for a picture, but whatever, fuck it. We traveled to a different city to see people from a different country, saw them outside a bar, so fuck it. And then, yeah, we went to that concert, and that was great, and then I just flew home, and that was my trip to Vancouver. At some point in there, I did fucking walk down East Hastings, which my friend was like, "Buddy, you're a fucking lunatic." He's like,
Yeah.
"I've been to Vancouver multiple times, and people like drive down East Hastings." And he's like, "If you were not there, I wouldn't even have done that." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it." And I just motored right down that bitch.
Well, I'll tell you something. I mean, every time there's a major concert or a major event, I've always gone to Vancouver. I've been for the Rolling Stones. I've been for some playoff games, stuff like that.
Well, obviously you missed Easy Life, so not every major event. No, I'm just kidding. There's like 300 people there.
Fair enough. But I know how quickly that area transforms into shit. Like right away. Like you think you're downtown, you're at the Ramada, and then a couple blocks later you're in literally what looks like Skid Row, you know.
Yeah,
And it's
East Hastings
dangerous.
is fucking crazy. Like,
But
it's literally like Amsterdam.
we're both journalists though, so we
Well,
curious by nature, so of course we go and walk around those areas. Right?
I would never consider myself a journalist at all, but I just
Well,
like
you've
to
taken
talk
the
shit.
courses or whatever, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I went to Nate,
Yeah.
but I did do radio and television broadcasting. But I'm far from a journalist. Far,
Well, I
far,
could,
far from a journalist.
I
I'm just a guy who
don't
likes to
consider
talk.
myself for the
likes to
record.
talk
Yeah.
But yeah, there was actually like a crazy thing that happened to me about like the drug usage. Like there was a hotel on, not even that crazy, sorry. It's just like I thought it was pretty crazy at the time. But there was this hotel that every time we walked past it, and like we even made the joke, my friend and I, that it was like 12:30 in the afternoon on a Monday, and we literally walked past multiple people sitting on these benches outside of this hotel, high on, like doing meth and doing fentanyl, like no question, like not even trying to hide it, like blatant drug use. And the cop is like 6 cars down, and neither of them seem to give a fuck. The junkie doesn't give a fuck the cop's there, and the cop doesn't seem to give a fuck that the junkie's there. It's crazy. But one second. But then I was walking back to my hotel one night from I went over to my friend's house to smoke a blunt with him, and he called me an Uber to get me to his house. So I was like, dude, like you don't have to call me an Uber home. Like I really don't mind walking. I'll just walk. I threw my headphones in. And I kind of made a mental note, like not to walk past this hotel at like 12:30 in the morning because, I'm alone and there's a bunch of junkies there and it's 12:30. And then I kind of zoned out in my music, and I actually happened to walk right past the fucking hotel, and there was no one there. And I was like, what in the fuck? 12:30, like literally 12 hours ago, 12:30 in the afternoon, there's people here smoking meth. 12:30 in the morning, not a soul. It was crazy.
It sort of speaks to our problem here as well. Like on the LRT, all I've been hearing is about people using drugs and being violent.
Yeah,
You know,
I haven't
you
been
know.
on the LRT in multiple years, but I've heard it's like terrible.
Well, just being out on Jasper Avenue in certain parts, even around this area, you know, in our lovely studio area.
Well, fuck Chinatown. That's where it's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
97th Street, 95th Street area. I used to work in that area, man. I saw people doing drugs, but at least they like try to find a little corner to duck into.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty fucking crazy.
But overall, your experience in Vancouver was positive, eh? You liked it?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to see that stuff on. I guess you said like I'm a super curious person, and I do watch a lot of like intervention and shit like
Sure,
that. My
yeah.
friends are always like, "Man, why do you like watching these people do drugs?" I'm like, I don't know, man. I just like watching them do drugs. But seeing that
It's
in
because
person,
you respect the human condition, I think.
seeing that shit in person was
Or being
wild,
fascinated by it, at least.
And the smell was absolutely crazy. Like the amount of human shit I saw on the sidewalk mixed with like the burnt plastic, which I guess from what someone told me is what meth smells like. I don't know what meth smells like, but I guess it's burnt plastic.
It does.
And it's just like a little bit of liquor, body odor, human shit, and meth. It was fucking crazy. And then I turned to my friend when we got to the very end of it, and I was like, yo, let's get the fuck out of here. And I was like, dude, could you imagine walking down that street in like July or August when it's like plus 30?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Smells even worse. Yeah.
Oh,
I remember my hotel was like 2 blocks from there. Whenever I stay in Vancouver, I always stay at the one hotel, but it's like 2 blocks from there. But it's a different world, you know, like as soon as you cross over to that side. Because it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then, boom, you hit East Hastings, and it's
wild.
like it's like the epitome of human misery, you know? Yeah.
And like the thing that's crazy is like, I swear to God, man, I saw what appeared to be a couple, and like, man, these two had to be like, I don't know, man. No, like I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that they were 18. They look like they were fucking 16.
That's so sad.
Yeah, it's like, Jesus Christ.
That's
man.
terrible. Should we liven up the place or what?
Yeah, sorry, I got a little depressed there. You guys want to actually hear a funny story? I wasn't even going to say
please,
this
please,
it's kind
please.
of embarrassing. But, okay, so I tell my friend I want to book the hotel because I want to, fuck, this is actually embarrassing. I want to book the hotel because I wanted to get points on my credit card or whatever. So I booked the hotel and I let him know, and he's like, where is it? And you'll actually understand this joke probably as soon as I say it. Okay. He's like, where'd you get it? And I was like, oh, it's on Davie Street. No. Davie Street's the gay community.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I didn't fucking know that. I'd never been to Vancouver before. So there's this girl I know that actually lives, she used to live there. She lives on the island now. And I messaged her and I was like, yo, like, you know, like you're kind of cool. You know where everything is. Like, where should I go? And then she asked me where I was staying. And I said Davie Street. And then she was like, oh, you should take your girlfriend here. And I was like, oh, no. Like, I'm not here with my girlfriend. I'm here with my homie Din. And she's like, oh, God. She's like, you know, like, what community you just rented a hotel room as 2 straight dudes? And I was like, I know now. I didn't know at the time. But, like, dude, there's flags everywhere. Like, it was a very openly gay community. And
but a safe one, though, right?
Yeah, it is very, very safe. That's
one thing I know about Davie Street is that it's actually safe.
That is actually what she said. She was like, she's like, dude, don't worry about it. Straight people book in that neighborhood all the time because it's the safer area of Vancouver.
Well,
which
it so is,
was.
yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of funny. We were definitely getting some looks from some people once or twice. But that's okay.
Was it because you were wearing those pants?
No, I didn't take these pants with me, actually. But you don't like my pants?
I really like them, but I could, if you're wearing those, the right circumstances, potentially they might have thought that you were just coming home. Just joking.
I definitely got hit on by one dude. I was standing outside my hotel room vaping. Well, not my hotel room, sorry.
Oh, but you were flattered though, right?
Not really.
Oh, come on.
Not really. I was just, not that it was a gay dude. It's just he kind of like, I don't know, man. It was weird. Like I was super. It was when I walked home from my buddy's house, so I just smoked a massive fucking blunt. And I was high as fuck. And it was like 12:45 by this point. And I was just standing there vaping and just kind of like people watching before I went inside. And yeah, he just walked up to me and tried to strike up a conversation. I was just like, yeah.
How'd you like the weed out there? It was pretty cool, hey? Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, the weed, I mean, I always smoke good weed, but the weed out there is next level. It's pretty crazy.
Well, like
I actually have some of it right here.
The circumstances, though, that they can put you in. Like, I remember seeing one of your stories on Instagram last week. And you were in a vape lounge, and you guys were playing dominoes or something.
Yeah,
you know, like that was awesome. Dominoes, you know,
yeah. Yeah, I do enjoy a good game of dominoes. That's like Mark Emery's Cannabis Culture Vape Lounge or whatever it was. Apparently, it was like a much cooler spot before legalization, which I could understand. But the reason I didn't mind going there is because, one, it's actually in downtown, whereas Davie Street is, Davies is still kind of in downtown, but it's kind of like a 20-minute walk away.
Right.
So, and we were on like the 22nd floor, and our balcony was quite small, so I didn't really like fucking hanging out there. Not even that I'm necessarily, I mean, maybe I am scared of heights, and I'm just kind of realizing it, but I don't know, man. That fucking balcony
It
was
looked
too
like you were
small.
pretty high up. Yeah.
It was too small for how fucking high I was. That was trippy.
That balcony, yeah, it was tiny.
Yeah.
But it was a dope view though.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
fantastic view, and on a
Yeah.
clear day, we could see the mountains, we could see all of downtown and stuff. We could see a little bit of, I don't think it was quite the ocean, but a little bit of, right, like, I don't know. Because, I mean, there's Vancouver, and then there's still the island, so it's not, like, technically the ocean. It's like some Gulf or something, right?
Right,
Or
yeah.
something. I don't know what the right word would be.
It's a bay.
A bay, yeah.
Like Horseshoe Bay is right outside there.
That's what
right?
it's called?
And that's where you take the ferry to go to the islands.
To go to Vancouver, okay.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
to Victoria.
To the
sorry,
islands, yeah.
So that's cool, yeah. Fuck, I can't remember what I was just saying. Oh, well, whatever. But yeah, Vancouver's awesome. The weed out there is awesome. Oh yeah, going to the lounge. My one friend out there, Nemo, it's so funny. He's from like Guyana or something, big black dude. And we're playing dominoes, and I actually won the game at dominoes. He's like, "What black person taught you how to play dominoes?" I just started laughing.
God.
And then a couple days later, he was like, "So what concert are you going to?" And I was like, "Easy Life." He's like, "Who the fuck is Easy Life?" And I was like, it's just these like fucking this band from the UK, and it's like it's not rap at all. They sing and shit. And he's like, "Man, sometimes like you fuck with me, man. Like how you beat me in dominoes and then you go do some white shit." And I was just like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just an enigma, I suppose.
It's funny. You beat me at dominoes and go do one shit.
Yeah, but dominoes is fun, and I did learn from some black dudes from the Bahamas, so that he wasn't wrong.
There's definitely two ways to play dominoes: the right way or the wrong way, and then the way you play with other people.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
There's two different kinds of the way to play dominoes. You play with your buddies, and then you play with some real dominoes.
And don't get like, dude, some of the people I've played with are fucking like. I learned that there was two ways, like you just said, when I was playing with some of the dudes that taught me how to play, and one of them turned to me and he's like, "Oh, you still think this is a game of chance, don't you?" And I was like, "Wait, what? It's not?" And he was like, No. I'm not on that level yet. I just slightly understand the strategy of how to like block somebody off based on, but they like count all the numbers. They know the one guy, shout out Action Jackson. This fucking guy used to piss all of his buddies off because we'd all still have like 3 or 4 dominoes left, and he'd take the one out of his hand and put it on the table and be like, "That's the domino that's gonna win the game." And he was right a whole bunch of the time. It was funny as fuck. But yeah, Action Jackson.
I'm sort of the same way about cribbage in my family. Yeah, we play a lot of that. And if you can't count your own cards or whatever, you're up Shit's Creek.
Yeah,
you know?
that was.
Yeah.
You guys know the game Asshole?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
Asshole?
big two asshole, all those. Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
We used to play like I've literally logged like hundreds of hours playing that game, and it got to
But
the
it's
point
fun.
where
Yeah.
like, I was the first one who started doing it. I would count how many jokers had been played. I'd count how many twos had been played. Then eventually started to get how many aces had been played.
It's actually not that
And
hard.
then-
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not hard at all.
Yeah.
And then my buddy started realizing I was doing that. So then they all started doing that, and then we had to start playing with like 3 decks and shit,
Yeah.
just to like it got stupid. We pretty much just had to stop playing because we all kind of got too good at the game. Like it was bad. Anyway.
Oh yeah, it was like the first person who flinched in the end. If you played with a bunch of experienced people, like with Big Two or Asshole, it's the first person who flinches. You know.
You remember Fast and the Furious 1?
Vaguely,
The
but yeah.
Fast and the Furious.
Every word of it.
You know when the mechanic guy is racing against the Asian badass
His name's
guy?
Jesse, and the other guy's name is Johnny Tran. Okay, so
That's our producer right there doing his thing. Thank you,
So
Zach.
sorry, when Jesse and Johnny
I never
Tran,
knocked on nobody.
when Jesse and Johnny Tran are racing, then Jesse shoots his nitrous too early, and
Too
then
early.
Johnny Tran's like, "Too early, Rook," or whatever the fuck, then he shoots his and he wins. That's what playing with us was like. As soon as
Yeah.
someone played the 2, it was like, "Too early, kid. Like, you're gonna lose now." It's just like it just became no fun. By
That's
some
right,
point. It was
because
terrible.
in the end they resulted in fights actually in my household. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we
You
ever,
know.
yeah, probably.
Well, no, like I mean, like not like verbal fights or whatever,
like,
but
if
like
Nico
you know,
was here, he's
it just
probably
wasn't
played
fun.
hundreds of hours too. Let our buddy
Yeah.
Sean, like it was ridiculous.
So if we all got together and played a game of asshole, then it would just be the first guy who flinches.
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
I have a lot of hours registered in that game.
Well, that doesn't sound very fun. Anyway, So,
I think you'd like to talk about the Edmonton Oilers, right?
well, not just the Oilers. I think we should go over the entire playoff picture if our producer will pull that up for me. Thank you very much, Zach. So let's start with Florida and the Capitals. I got to take Florida in 4. A clean sweep because Washington doesn't have their biggest weapon. Ovechkin's injured, and he's done for the season. Florida just clinched the President's Trophy. You know, they finished the season really strong. I don't see any reason why they shouldn't roll on, you know.
Oh shit! They overlapped Colorado. They passed Colorado. Hey?
They did
As
indeed.
The best team in the league.
Yeah, they won the Presidents. Yeah.
Remember when Florida was like the eternal shit team?
Yeah, and they couldn't get anybody in their barn either.
It was
You know
just
what I mean?
yeah. I remember someone told me that you could buy like front row tickets to a Florida Panthers game, and again, this could just be bullshit. He could
No, I have something to follow up with this.
front
so
row
carry on.
front row tickets to a Florida Panthers games, 2 hot dogs and 2 beers. It was like a package, and it was like $25 American or something
That's
like that.
freaking believable.
Some ridiculous thing like that.
Hang on, I got you. A friend of mine, he went to the Eastern Conference. Oh, sorry, my cousin went to the Eastern Conference final a few years ago. Tampa Bay and New York Rangers. I think it was the year right before the COVID or whatever. He said he got row 7. I saw the pictures. Row 7 seats, and it was like $70.
Jesus.
Yeah, for Eastern Conference final.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what those tickets would go for in an Edmonton Oilers?
Oh, like I looked
like-
into it. $800 they want, like just for a single seat.
Yeah.
You know.
My folks have season tickets.
My brother too.
Yeah, and the face because you get on the tickets the face value or whatever, and I think they're 20 rows up in section. I want to say 114 or something. I can't quite remember, but their tickets are like $260 a piece for face value,
Yeah.
and that's not season ticket pricing. So that's why hockey's in Canada is too expensive. And then you go there to beers $25 or $20. And
Oh, I was there on Friday, and just like for the last game of the season, no Connor, no Leon, but the beer is still so expensive.
Oh yeah, they're not
Yeah.
changing on that.
But
The
I
Oilers don't
agreed
give a
with them.
shit.
I agreed with them sitting them for that one, so it's okay. You know. All right, so I predict Florida in 4, a clean sweep.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I don't really watch hockey.
That's
but
fair enough. Okay, well we'll do.
If
this
they don't,
quickly.
if Washington doesn't have Ovi, I don't see that going very well.
All right,
for
let's
them
go
now.
with Calgary and Dallas here. I mean, interesting series. Dallas is kind of on a roll going into the playoffs. But Calgary, they've just been a dominant force all year. Their goaltending is so solid. Their D is stacked. And Gaudreau is
It's funny. I saw
unbelievable.
I
Yeah.
saw a meme, and yet again, I don't know if it's true. Apparently,
Go
when
ahead.
he was doing his draft weigh-in,
Yeah.
he stuffed pucks into his pants to try and be heavier, and he still weighed in at like some ridiculously low number, like 170 pounds. Or
I never heard
60
that. I got to look
pounds or
into that.
something.
That's funny.
Yeah, Johnny Gaudreau.
Yeah, go
pucks
ahead.
in pants. Type that in.
Yeah.
Side note here, I've tried all week to try to get fucking Bing off my fucking computer, and I found out it's I think it's some sort of virus. It just switched from Google Chrome to Bing, and now my life hasn't been the same since,
Damn.
and I can't get it off. Sorry, just saying.
That's actually really weird. Go to images if you don't mind, and so just see if the meme's there real quick. If not, we'll move on. Yeah, I don't know. I just saw it
He
on
stuffed
Instagram
pucks
or
in his
some shit.
pants.
Yeah, apparently he tried to make himself heavier. Yeah, apparently he tried to make himself heavier for his draft shit, and then it was just like, and then could you imagine he'd be 3rd in league scoring right now or something? It's just crazy how small he is. And
Well,
how
I'll
many
tell you
points he
what.
gets.
He's going to be thrown around like a rag doll when we get through with the LA Kings in the next round because we will be playing Calgary.
Yeah, but who?
I'm going to say Calgary in 5.
I don't know. I still think the Oilers are kind of weak. Zach Cassian doesn't do fuck all.
We'll go to the Oilers at the very last after we're done all these other ones if that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Toronto and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay all day, baby.
It's probably gonna.
Toronto
be a really
can
good
never
series,
get out of the
actually.
first round, and I love to keep that going. So I'm going to say Tampa Bay in 7.
It's probably going to be a really good series. Yeah.
I think it will be a really spirited
Regular
series.
season series tied.
Both teams
2-2.
are really healthy too. Stamkos is playing like he used to again, and Austin Matthews is on fire. I think that one's going to come down to who's the better goaltender, and we both know that Tampa Bay has the better one. You know, Vasilevsky. Yeah. All right. So I say Tampa Bay in 7. All right, Carolina and Boston. I have a really soft spot for the Bruins. They're my favorite team in the East. Yeah, I know. I'm getting the thumbs down from my producer right now, but that's okay. Yeah, fuck you too, Zach. Carolina is a solid team. I'm not going to go on the record and say that Boston's going to lose, but they're going to win in 6 games. I'll give Carolina 2 of them. Boston has been on a roll in the last month, so that's what keeps me sort of on their side as well in the ways of being objective and not subjective, but that's okay. All right, let's start in the West now. Colorado and Nashville. Man, Colorado all day. I mean, they're a force to be reckoned with in this league. Did you get a chance to watch them against the Oilers?
The regular season series, the Predators lead 3-1.
Well, it looks like they could skate with them.
Let's see. The Nashville won 5-4 in a shootout, and then they won 5-4 in overtime, and then they won 5-2, and then the first game they played, Colorado spanked them 6-2.
Yeah. Okay, and then it was a 5-2 Nashville. See, these two are sort of like anomalies. The overtime and the shootout loss, those don't happen in the playoffs. It's a completely different animal, right?
Well, overtime happens in the playoffs, and they won.
Yeah, but
one.
not fucking 3-on-3. You know, it's 3-on-3, man. Yeah.
In the regular season is 3-on-3. In the playoffs,
it's just 5-on-5.
More playoff,
it's a different beast, you know. Yeah. And it's tough to come across a power play or something, you know. It's a completely different animal, which is what we're going to lead into with the Oilers in a minute here. Okay, so I'm going to go with Colorado in 5. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Nashville just to do it.
It's
I love it.
It's going to be a long series. I think Nashville is one of the grittiest teams in the league, and they're used to battling it out. But the problem with Nashville is I'm pretty sure Saros got injured in the second last game of the season, so I don't know who's going to be playing. It's either Saros or Riddick from Calgary.
Well, that's no good.
And that's the 2 different series if Saros is playing versus if Riddick's playing.
Oh, you bet it is. Okay. All right, let's get back to the East. We'll go New York Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Both are, I mean, pretty decent playoff teams. This is a really evenly matched series, I think. As you can, Fred, as you can observe, like the games have been sort of even, lopsided, maybe one of them, but you know it's
5-1. The 2 a little bit.
But I got to give the advantage to New York because they have this amazing new goaltender. I can't even really. Yeah, there it is, Shesterkin. Yeah, and he's like up for the Hart, not just the Vezina as well. Like in some pundits' minds. I would, if he keeps it going, I would give this series to the Rangers in 6 games. Although Pittsburgh has a healthy Malkin now, and Crosby's always a threat, and he knows how to win in the playoffs. So,
yeah.
All right, let's move on. We'll go to I think is going to be the key matchup in the playoffs. The one to really look for is Minnesota and St. Louis. It is going to be a brawler knocker. Like you could see 2 of the 3 matchups went to overtime.
Yeah, only separated by 4 points.
Only separated by a few points.
The Blues did lead. They did win the season series 3-0. 3 wins, 0 losses, 0 overtime losses. But the wins were a 6-4 St. Louis win, a 4-3 overtime win, and a 6-5 overtime win. So, definitely some close margins on that one.
Definitely, but now Minnesota has Marc-Andre Fleury as well. The Flower knows how to win in the playoffs. Binnington as well in St. Louis. I think this is going to come down to goaltending and grit. You know what I mean? Like those 2 teams are heavy set. You know, they know how to hit each other. It'll be fun to watch.
The scores of those other games, I'm not sure it's going to come down to goaltending. I think it's going to come down to who can score more goals.
Well, they
6-4, 4-3, 6-5.
They were late, though. These were the only ones that Flower was in, April 8th and 16th. Did you see how they just played recently?
I don't have very much faith that Marc-Andre Fleury is a super good goaltender.
I don't think he's starting. I think Talbot's starting.
Yeah.
They'll start Talbot for...
I think he's started the majority of the games. I think he has 33 or something wins, too.
Oh,
yeah,
forgettable.
Sure
okay.
Talbot's killing it this year.
First mistake. Yeah. All right, so let's pull up the Edmonton Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings. Now, our team has been on fire for the last, 6 weeks? Fair enough?
Yeah, yeah. There's a guy at my work who's a big fan. He told me they're really coming into form right now. Their goaltending's playing better than it's ever played. So
Yeah, I was there the other night. I didn't really mind that they sat McDavid, Draisaitl, and Smith. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, get their rest in for sure. But then I was thinking about like this kid that I saw just down the row, and he's like, I came all the way from Vancouver or Saskatchewan or something to see this game. And there's no Connor and there's no Leon, and I'm just like, wah, wah, a little bit. But at the same time, I felt for him. I'm like, damn,
Yeah, you kind of feel for the guy, the kid too. But at
because
the
this
same
one,
time, like, you kind of had to expect that.
you can really tell when the game is sort of meaningless when you can see the clientele that comes in through the door.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought, it was, I don't know, it was a great season by the Oil. I think that we are heavily favored in this round. As long as the goaltending keeps up, if Darnell Nurse comes back into the lineup, that'd be great. Los Angeles doesn't have their biggest weapon that they've always had against the Edmonton Oilers with Drew Doughty. He's out with wrist surgery, for the rest of the year. And I had just always loved Drew Doughty's fights with, Taylor Hall or whatever back in the day. Like, they always had a nice spirited joust, all of them. I hear the Anze Kopitar line is going to be matched up against not the Connor McDavid line, but the Draisaitl line. Like the second line, right? Yeah. And he does a good job at shutting down Draisaitl, but you just can't contain McDavid, So I think they're just going to let him run loose and let Draisaitl be covered by Kopitar's line, which is ridiculous because now they have Puljujarvi on that, right? And he's a beast. Like, even if he's not contributing with goals or assists, he's always making room for the boys, Yeah. Anyway, any thoughts, Fred?
Yeah. I think they'll win at least this series. I think they can beat Calgary too. The same thing with the Oilers, right? They're only going to go as far as their goaltending's going to get them. The Oilers' defense hasn't been good for years, and their goaltending hasn't been good for years because of it. A lot of people think it's the goalies, but I mean, Devin Dubnyk got chased out of town. He went on to fucking win a Vezina, didn't he? With Minnesota.
He was a finalist for the Vezina in Minnesota.
Whatever it was close enough.
Fair enough.
Cam Talbot, one of the best, like 33 wins this year. He was fucking chased out of town. I can't even think of some of the other ones, but it seems that how come every time a fucking Oilers goalie leaves, they end up playing really well for other teams? It just doesn't make any sense.
That goes all the way back to Cujo as well when he left for Toronto and he made the Eastern Conference Final the year right after that. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. I think overall it's going to be a really exciting playoffs.
I was still kind of going on the Oilers there. You just
sorry.
Jumped in again. The big question is really how long can they keep like outside of McDavid. I mean, to be honest, I think you're a little bit of an Oilers homer. Like, Puljujarvi doesn't do much. Kane's been doing much. Outside of the top two, I don't really see much from that team.
Kane's one of the highest scorers in the league since early February. Okay, since we got him, he's one of the hottest players in the NHL.
Okay,
so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay,
yeah.
I remember a little while ago you were talking about how productive the third and fourth line will be. How's that been going?
It's going really well, actually, because I
don't know about that.
Did you watch the game the other night against Vancouver?
That's one game against Vancouver.
I know,
team,
small sample size for sure, but Jesus Christ, we have 6 weeks of good fucking hockey here. What more do you need?
Good hockey, dude. We got the two best players in the NHL. We should be in first place.
Calgary was good too, though.
I don't give a dog. You asked me what do I want. Yeah. We got the two best players in the NHL and fucking Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
We were projected to finish second to LA.
Projected, Yeah. We got the two best fucking players in the. You asked me what I wanted. We got the two best players in the NHL and a solid third line option with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And the Oilers cannot fucking figure it out for the fucking life of me.
Do you think we'll win against
Connor
the LA
McDavid's
Kings?
never been past the second round. You ask me what I want. We've had him for what, 10 years?
In 2017, we should have won in 5 games. The Zebras were after us then.
Coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
Fuck all.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid's never been past the second round.
Huh.
And you're telling me that we got good third and fourth line? No, we don't. Fogle? Come on, bruv. Fogle?
Having a hell of a fucking year, I think. Yeah. Fogel's had a good season.
-9. 26 points. Derek Ryan?
That's all came on in the last 6 weeks, though.
Well, then
Because
that's fine. Where
Woodcroft
the
is
fuck
using
was
these
he for the
people.
first fucking 4
Woodcroft
weeks?
is using them well, though, now, right? Teams being used the way they're supposed to be.
I suppose. Like I said, I don't really watch the Oilers because it's the same fucking thing every game. It's fucking the 2 best players in the NHL. Then we come up against teams that'll shut the 2 of them down, and then they get bounced out. Because the Oilers, the Oilers, the Dallas Cowboys, and the New York Knicks are all the exact same fucking organization.
Now, I will agree with the Cowboys and the Knicks. Absolutely.
And the Edmonton Oilers. All 3 of them are the exact same fucking organization. Somehow things fall their way. The Oilers have the most fucking first draft picks in the last fucking 10 years. They should have a fucking dynasty. They can't even get out of the second fucking round. Look what Pittsburgh did with Malkin and Crosby. Look what Chicago did with Taves and Kane. Look what all these other teams have done with 2 stars. You have the best 2 players in the fucking league, and half the time you're not even a locked-in playoff team. You didn't make the playoffs last year at all.
I really, really, really hope you're wrong.
Yeah, me too. I'd love to be wrong, but they're the fucking Oilers.
In
so
a couple of
probably
weeks, when you are wrong, will you admit it on camera here? Yeah.
Sure. I don't. But they could beat the Kings. That's cool. They're still not. If the Oilers,
Do you think we can beat Calgary after that?
If the Oilers get to the finals, I'll be fucking stoked. But I highly, highly, highly doubt it's gonna happen.
That's fair.
I highly doubt they even
you know
get
what?
to the Western
I find that
Conference
Edmonton
Finals.
Oilers fans are skeptical to begin with and pessimistic. That's fine, And you have all the evidence to back up what you're saying too. Yeah. But I'm still one of those. You're right. A little bit of a star-crossed fan. Absolutely.
I don't know if it's fucking where they live, because Edmonton is just kind of like I don't know what it is, man. But the Oilers are fucking cursed. They have the best 2 players in the league for fucking 8 years they've been here now. I don't even know how many. They're fucking first, second, third in scoring all of the goddamn time, and they still can't do it. And Zach Kassian still skates on their line sometimes. Come on, dude.
Well, they threw him on the 4th line now. And he has been
the
for
last
most
game
of the year.
I watched, Zach Kassian was skating with Connor McDavid. That is a fucking problem, bro. When Sidney Crosby was in Pittsburgh for 8 years, did he have a Zach Kassian? A guy who could literally clear waivers right now? You think another team would pick up Zach Kassian?
Well, I don't recall what game you're talking about. It must have been on a penalty kill or something when you see those 2 together, because they don't ever play in a line.
Okay, well,
They used to play a lot together, so I think that the coaches.
They did a year ago, under Tippett.
No, but sure,
Woodcroft would never put those 2 together.
Potentially, if he's trying to shake the lines up, who knows? I don't really watch very much hockey at all, so I shouldn't even be talking.
All right, fair enough.
I don't remember what game it was. I'm pretty sure it was the game I was at.
Are you gonna go to any of the playoff games?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But Sidney Crosby, 8 years into the league, is he skating with a guy that could clear waivers?
No, definitely not.
How many of these Edmonton Oilers players could clear waivers?
Maybe 2 or 3. Yeah. But a lot of them had put in so much effort in the last 7 weeks, man.
Effort's fucking cool, dude. Effort is what people like in Oilers.
I think
you know what actually
McLeod
wins?
are all going to be great during this playoffs,
Okay.
But we do need a new, Fernando Pisani type guy to step up,
I disagree. I think the bottom half of our lineup's pretty poopy.
You want to talk football?
Sure.
All right. What do you got?
I don't even know where to start.
Man City took back the first place, did they not? Yeah.
Well, I mean, they weren't really in second place. They're only in second place for
but they took it back
hours.
with some authority, though.
They only are in second place for the few hours between Liverpool playing and them playing. It's it's theirs to lose. Technically, yeah, they weren't in first place, but they had a game in hand, blah, 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 blah.
What do you think of my Arsenal now? Be in the top 4?
I like Arsenal.
Yeah.
I like all the young talent.
I'm
stuff
proud
like
of
that.
them. Holy
Cool.
smokes, against Chelsea and Man United.
Yeah, they
in
won
1
again
week.
today, too.
Yeah, against Leeds, right? Yeah.
No, against West Ham. 'cause Jared Bowen
Oh,
scored
that's
against
even
them.
bigger. Are you kidding? Yeah, because they were
Um,
5th looking in. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Tottenham won today. So I think Tottenham. Can you pull up the live Premier League table?
Yeah.
Premier League.
Thanks to our
table.
producer Zach.
I think Tottenham might have jumped them. Oh no, Tottenham's
No,
not.
we're good. 63 and 61.
Yeah.
How many
yeah,
games?
so-
How many games remaining? 2.
4. There's
4.
38 games.
How do you think the end of the table will look?
City. It'll look just like that.
Yeah, with Arsenal being 4th.
I don't know what Arsenal and Tottenham's run-ins are
You know, it'd be such a pain in the ass to lose to them.
to Tottenham. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually crazy that it's Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham.
Yeah,
That's Chelsea lost today to fucking Everton, which is crazy.
Are you serious?
Everton,
At Everton too?
I don't know where it was. Go to matches real
It
quick.
was,
Zach.
if it was at Stamford Bridge, that's just embarrassing. Yeah.
But
It was at Everton. Yeah.
I don't know how they.
And so is
Oh no,
the,
go back to May 1st where you just were. Click on that top game if you can click on it. Goodison Park.
Yeah, it was at Goodison Park in Liverpool. Yeah.
Kevin Friend. Is the
Wow,
referee's
how
name.
embarrassing for them. Holy
Yeah,
smokes.
Richarlison.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to the Champions League. Last week when I was in Vancouver, I actually got to watch the City Madrid game, which was fantastic. Real Madrid and City, and ended up being 4-3. Could have been like 7-3 for City, but they missed a bunch of chances. That'll actually be a really crazy game on Wednesday, although I do think City's going to progress. And then Liverpool played the surprise team of the tournament, Villarreal, and they won 2-0. So it looks like it's going to be you can't really count out Real Madrid because they're Real Madrid, but it looks like it will more than likely be a Liverpool City Champions League final, and then a crazy Liverpool City run-in for the Champions League, or for the Premier League, pardon me, which is actually pretty crazy.
Do you know where their finals being played this year?
I don't. I don't know where it's being played. It's really like City and Liverpool right now are really like Barcelona and Real Madrid a few years ago, and they both they're just the two best teams in the world, and they just every time they play, it's just fantastic to watch. No, he's asking for the Champions League final. But yeah, watching City and Liverpool is so great. It's nice to watch both of them at the same time. City Madrid was a really good game too, but
That'd be your ideal matchup, hey? Yeah.
City and Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like. Where is it gonna be? The Stade de France.
Oh, in Paris.
Yes,
Where PSG play.
Oui. Yeah, watching them's the best. Although, like, I really like Pep because of what he did at Barcelona. So if he is going to the Champions League final, I don't really want it to be against the Liverpool and Klopp. I would have rather, some other team squeaked in so they had a better chance to win. But it is what it is. I think they're pretty good. It's going to be a good matchup, to say the least. They'll both be entertaining games to watch. They're the best two teams in the world, so it'll make for good soccer. Do we have anything else we'd like to talk about from the week that was going on?
Well, I'm about to start this massive project, but I will be here every Sunday, of course, to talk to you guys about it. And I was wondering if it'd be okay if I just gave updates.
Yeah, actually, I have a childhood friend that listens to the pod. Shout out to Jordan. And he was actually from some of the people that have listened have inquired with me about this thing. So for sure, man, give it to him every week. We want it.
Okay.
The people want to know.
Great.
The streets are waiting.
It's a very, very big file. It's going to be a lot of work, but it'll be pretty exciting. I'm going to have to go over these files for about 3.5 months, though. You should see the amount of evidence there is. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
I believe it. In a murder trial, I believe it. You should take pictures so we can put
murder.
of all the boxes and shit.
Yeah.
Like, not clearly detailed stuff, but just the mass of what it is.
Well, you got to be careful about some of the content that I release, but yeah, we'll get the appetites wet. You know what I mean? Yeah. Is there any weird facts that we should talk about, or what?
Whoa! That was your update. That there's a lot of boxes. I thought you had an update for us. What's going on with it?
He hasn't really started yet.
Well, I haven't really started yet. The boxes have been sent for. They're coming down to the thing. Yeah, imagine.
So where would they have been?
In storage.
Like they just have a massive lot of boxes somewhere?
Yeah, my old man has it all in archive storage.
Oh, I was thinking like the police would have had it.
No, God, no. It's my old man's evidence, right? He was the lawyer. Yeah. So it's just all a matter of getting back. What I'm more concerned about is the state of it, right? It's 1997. I hope it was all nice and sealed up and everything.
Yeah, no water damage.
If smelling like mothballs
see, that's what I'm
and
worried
shit?
about.
Yeah, it's going to stink.
Yeah. But my old man is retiring in August, right, from his job, and he's going to devote his time to help me with the project too, because he lived this case for like 3 years, right?
Probably even more, I would imagine.
Well, he still gives lectures on it, you know.
Oh, he teaches and stuff?
Oh, yeah. He was a sessional instructor. He teaches evidence, second-year evidence at U of A Law. Yeah.
Okay.
But he only retired last year from that, or the year before. But he's been practicing law for 40 years, right? And this was the biggest case. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it. A double murder with the fucking cover-up and shit.
And a
Well, not
classic
cover-up,
whodunit
but
as
a
well.
Whodunit, yeah.
Yeah. There's no such thing as a whodunit nowadays. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, you can find out who killed somebody pretty quickly as long as they know. Like, if somebody knows you, their cell phone towers, all that stuff.
But don't murders go unsolved all the time?
No. Most murders get cleared. Yeah.
I don't
Talk
know
to a homicide detective in Edmonton. They'll tell you that they clear their fucking tasks pretty quickly. Yeah. There aren't many whodunits anymore. Yeah. I mean, it's like almost impossible.
That's from 2012 to 2014.
What are you going to show? Oh, our producer's going to get cute here.
So apparently it's 50-50 according to that.
No, that's bullshit.
Or no.
This is...
No, sorry, never
These
mind.
are,
I was reading
these
that
are
wrong.
old statistics, man.
No. It's the
Get this shit
that
off
was,
of here.
That was actually going for what you did
You
say.
go
I
to
was
Stats
reading that
Canada
wrong.
if you want the actual numbers. Yeah. Stats Canada is better.
As I was just saying, if you take a second to listen, that's actually going for what you said. It was saying that the solved murders to unsolved murders are at a 4-to-1 rate.
Oh.
Oh, changed your opinion now. Hey, shouldn't have cut me off. You would have been able to hear that.
Sorry about that, mate.
Yeah,
I'm a
no
rude
problem.
prick, you know.
I hear that. A number of homicides in Canada in 2020 by province. Holy fuck. Oh, I guess Ontario. Alberta is the second most.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't say solved and unsolved.
No. Stats Canada will publish that, though.
Right there, yeah.
Well, anyway.
Stats Canada. Crazy.
We are in Dedmonton, though. You know what I mean?
Edmonton, yeah. I would have...
It's made my father a pretty good living.
Fair enough. I would have thought that the number was way closer to 50-50, but yeah, it looks like you're right. It looks like it was closer to 4-to-1. It's pretty crazy.
They do
didn't
have a
know
good
that.
rate of closing cases. I wasn't reading that thing properly. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, we did want, before we get to facts and would you rathers and whatnot, I know we had briefly said we wanted to talk about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing. You guys been
God, yeah.
paying attention to that a little bit or what?
Yeah. Well, I pay attention to the funny parts at the very least because, I mean, like, I used to have to do this for work is listen to hours and hours of testimony, and it was so boring. You know what I mean? You pull out what you need, and then you write it for the journal. But this, I'm able to pull out just the fun parts, and it's just ridiculous, those two. Like, I know a lot of people throw around the term toxic relationship a lot, like, and it's used very loosely, but this sounds like
No, that's the
like
definition.
talk
of a
like this
toxic
sounds like
relationship,
I think we could agree on that one, right?
Oh,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen like my girlfriend will send me like TikTok clips, and I've seen a couple of Instagram clips, and I've even watched a YouTube
It's funny,
one
like-
or two. This shit's fucking crazy.
It's funny,
man.
my friends send me that stuff too. Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
My
like,
female friends, yeah.
apparently he was late for her 30th birthday, so she shit in their bed. Like
Yeah.
that. The craziest thing is that's also her bed. Like
Yeah.
that's almost as much of a spite to
She
you
said it
as
was the
is-
dogs. You know, she's weird. Yeah. And then that
Fucking
psychiatrist got up on the stand and said this person is narcissistic, has incredible emotional problems and everything.
Amber Heard?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She said it about Amber Heard. It was the psychiatrist who Johnny Depp had analyze her, right?
Mm.
Yeah. She testified in his defense. Yeah.
Johnny Depp's clearly not a saint either, but the only thing is he just
7 bottles of wine a day, like on his bad days.
He just like he owns it though. He's just like, it is what it is. The thing that he said of it. Did you have cocaine in that box? No, but it looks like it would fit some cocaine.
I saw that. That was funny. It was almost like he was acting up there, but he was really good. I found him to be very slow during testimony. Like,
well, fuck, I saw some of those clips where like they keep saying hearsay and they keep asking him if they read that right, and it's just like, fuck, man.
Yeah, it was delayed like crazy. I've never seen a civil trial be like this before. Like, just such animosity and red tape and slow.
And apparently
she so slow.
Cut off part of his finger by throwing a wine bottle at him.
One of his many wine bottles that he drinks a day.
Oh, whatever.
I mean, the guy, like you said, the guy isn't a saint, but Jesus.
No.
It sounds like he was abused, you know.
I don't know anything about the guy. Just clearly he likes to.
Based off the testimony that
drink and a little Charlie. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But that's okay.
That
to each their own.
Yeah, and that doesn't deserve that amount of toxicity. You know what I mean?
I mean, the crazy things that Zach was saying it before the pod too. Like Amber Heard was with fucking Elon Musk. Like it's crazy.
And James Franco.
Yeah, and apparently Johnny Depp thought she was cheating on him with James Franco again.
Well, there's actual proof of that in the elevator, the photo, and the video.
What is it? Sorry.
There's a video of her and Franco in an elevator, and they were like kissing or whatever. Yeah, pull that up, man. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, okay, right here.
And they looked very intimate, right? Very friendly. And this was while she was dating Johnny Depp, too.
Yeah, video shows James Franco with Amber Heard one day after a fight with Johnny Depp. Yeah. You know what's fucking crazy, dude? Like,
that we care about this stuff?
Well, yeah, that's fucking crazy, too. But, like, you see how crazy this girl is. If you're Johnny Depp, you, like, saw how crazy she was. If you're now James Franco, you see how crazy she is. Why do you keep going back? Like, why does she keep getting boyfriends? Like, she must do something.
Because she has a way with people, you know. She knows how to lure people in, you know. Like, haven't you met a woman in your life that you couldn't say no to at a point, you know?
Yeah. But haven't you ever met a woman in your life where you saw your friend going through, or not even your friend, but her and her boyfriend's relationship, and you're like, man, that bitch is fucking crazy.
Oh, for sure. I have as well.
Like... Yeah. If you were James Franco, and you know, like Hollywood's a cesspool, and you're like, you know, this girl shit in this guy's bed. You know, this girl punched him in the face. You know, this girl fucking beat him up a couple times. You know, this girl throws wine bottles at him and shit. Why would you like try to date this girl? Like, I don't know. I guess they're Hollywood stars, so they probably think they're like it's not gonna happen to them or whatever special. Yeah,
it's tough to put our feet in their shoes and see what they're thinking. You know what I mean? Like with those kind of people, they're like the elite, right?
Yeah.
So like they live very, very different lives than me and you, right?
Yeah, and that's fair. But at the end of the day, a relationship's a relationship. Like if you see somebody's. Like, I don't even want to say crazy, but, like, you see somebody's, like, unstable and, like, very willing to hurt you and shit like that. Like if Zach was dating a girl, and when I came over here the one day, there was a bunch of fucking wine all over the wall, and I was like, yo, Zach, what happened? And he's got, like, a wrap on his hand, and he's like, man, fucking, I don't know, Amanda was fucking losing her mind last night at me. She threw a water bottle, or a fucking wine bottle at me. It cut my finger open, and she fucking all over the wall. She punched a hole over there. She punched me in the face 3 times. And then they broke up, I wouldn't be like, yo, Amanda, what's up?
Why'd you guess Amanda? That's actually right. I'm just joking. It's not.
I just guessed the name, but it's not. Yeah, I know.
Well, you make a good point.
Yeah. You'd be like, I don't know. That'd be wild to do that. But it's crazy also that Disney all these people dropped Johnny Depp as like guilty until proven innocent. Like, if you're Disney, you benefited from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise so much, and then this happens, and you just, like, you don't even, like, back your guy. Which I get it, but, like, at the same time, like, I don't know, man. You got to back your guy at some point. He didn't even do it. Well, I shouldn't say he didn't do anything because clearly he's not a saint. But like, he's a victim of an abusive relationship and he lost his job. Like, that's kind of fucked up.
Well, that's how I feel about it. I think in the end as well, that he's a victim and he lost his job, like from Disney. But they should have backed him. You're right. But he said, I would turn down $650 million if they offered it to me tomorrow to get back to being Jack Sparrow. I would turn it down now.
Back him.
That's right. Yeah. So
I
I kind of like his steadfastness, and you got to appreciate that spine that he's got, you know?
Yeah, I definitely respect
standing
the
up
spine
for
that he's got.
Yeah, he's standing up for himself. And that's good, you know.
It's just, I don't know. It's just disappointing that people
We'll see
don't
how it
back.
ends up, eh? Like, I'm pretty sure they'll file for the plaintiff. Depp will win. Yeah. But it's not about the $50 million. You know?
No, he lost more than that. He lost more than $50 million already.
No, well, that's what he's suing for.
I know, but it's not even what he's already you know, he could have sued for way more than that. Like you just said, he would have been able to do another Pirates of the Caribbean movie. How much money would that have got him? I'm sure by now he was probably a producer on those things.
Yeah, he gets back end on those.
Yeah,
right? It's a percentage of what the movie makes. Yeah.
Not only did he not get other roles, and probably, I mean, I don't know, I'm kind of speaking out of my ass, but not only did he not get other roles, but I'm sure he might have had like a sponsorship.
He got taken out of the Harry Potter sort of new series that they're doing. They use Mads Mikkelsen instead, the guy who played Hannibal in the TV show, and Casino Royale, the bad guy. In the James Bond movie. He's a very good actor, but they replaced him quickly, like Johnny Depp.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So right there, that's probably more than $50 million.
Well, yeah, I mean, any of those
and
Harry Potter
fees.
series things are, big money.
And his lawyer fees.
Oh, God.
You know
they make you want to drink Drano, my friend. Yeah.
So,
yeah, I know what those fees will look like. Yeah.
That $50 million at the end is probably only going to be like
a slice of it.
You know?
10 maybe.
You know? And that's not even close to what he lost. It's just crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Zach, you got anything for us over there?
I do. I kind of have a sciencey space-themed fact. It's a couple of facts, but it's about a typical day in the universe, ours compared to other planets. So when you think of a day, you normally think of one cycle through one day and one night. That is called a solar day. Another way to measure a day is to count the amount of time it takes for a planet to completely spin around and make one full rotation, and this is called a sidereal day. On Earth, a sidereal day is almost exactly 23 hours and 56 minutes. So knowing how long an Earth day is, how about the other planets in the solar system? How long does it take for those planets to spin one full rotation? And then what is the best way to show the answer to this question? And this is the simple answer. A typical day in Mercury is 58 Earth days and 16 hours is one day. And is equivalent to us. And the Mercury spins on itself at 10.83 kilometers per hour. Venus is 243 days and 26 minutes, and they spin 6.52 kilometers. Mars is 24 hours, 36 minutes, so very close to Earth, but about half the speed. Earth is 1574 kilometers, whereas Mars is 866 kilometers an hour. And then it just gets kind of lower and lower. Jupiter's 9 hours, 55. Saturn's 10 hours, 33. But the crazy part about Jupiter and Saturn is they're spinning at 45,583 kilometers an hour and 36,840 kilometers an hour. So it's just up there like a crackhead. Just
yeah.
And Earth is just kind of hanging out like the stoner in the background, just kind of watching this happen. And Jupiter's just flying around.
Just fucking whipping.
Ripping, man. So, yeah, that's the fun fact. Just the disparity between how fast these planets are moving versus
how
long.
Not even like comprehensible how fast that is.
No, I'd love to see a live tracker of that.
You said Mercury was 58 hours?
Mercury's 58 days.
58 days
to complete one full rotation.
That means it must move, what did you say, like extremely slowly.
That's right.
Its rotation.
That's incredible.
So that's what I'm showing, the disparity. Mercury's spinning at 10.83 kilometers an hour, which most of us can run.
Yeah.
Whereas Jupiter's going 45,583 kilometers an hour. So that's what I'm saying. It's like a crackhead versus a weed guy.
How fucking far is 45,000 kilometers?
It's not moving that distance. It's spinning on itself.
No, I understand it's going that fast, but how far is that? Like,
well, let's see how far. Let's say Edmonton to fucking
Shanghai.
Sure. So Perth.
Perth, okay.
It's the farthest away.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's good to know. Okay, so shit. 15,000. So that's 3 times the distance. And look at the map on that. I'll throw that up on the video.
Yeah. So that means
If you go through the other side from Africa, it's not going to be as far, right? So Perth is literally the farthest you can go, I think, from Edmonton.
So yeah, so 3 times the distance of that.
so you could go
Jesus.
from Edmonton to Perth, Australia, back to Edmonton,
And then back to
Perth,
Perth.
Australia in 1 hour.
That's unbelievable.
And like, what is that flight? Isn't that flight like 20 hours or something?
It's okay. You go from Edmonton to Vancouver, Vancouver to Perth. It would be about 18 and a half hours. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's actually.
But
ridiculous.
you should stop. Like you stop in Hawaii first, though, or in Asia. Then it breaks it apart a little bit. Yeah.
All right, I got a would you rather, and then we can wrap this up.
Please and thank you.
Okay, so this is my would you rather, and it's borrowed from somebody else. But would you rather let Shaq fuck you in the ass and nobody know about it, or would you rather have him not do it but everyone thinks that he has? So the question is, would you rather actually have it done but no one knows, or not have it done and everyone thinks it's true?
Why Shaq?
I don't know, because I thought he had a big wiener.
Apparently
So it
he
added a
doesn't.
layer.
know
Did
who
you write this
Superhead
one
is?
yourself?
Well, not really. It was kind of a hybrid of others. I don't want to plagiarize, but it's not a completely original idea, that's for sure.
Oh,
But I just
Jesus,
thought-
I don't know what to say.
Well,
I
actually,
don't want to plagiarize.
I
I
don't want to
don't.
play this game either.
oh hey man, you signed up for it.
yeah,
you know
I
who
know.
Superhead is?
I do not know. I'm not too familiar with that world, if that's the world I'm thinking of.
Kinda, but it's more the hip hop world.
Oh, then I know that, but I don't know who that is.
So there's this woman named Superhead. Her name is exactly what you think it is. She
No.
gives Superhead.
Oh, come on.
And she was like a video vixen. And she even said in an interview, you can even look up the video, people at home, type in like Superhead Lil Wayne phone call. She said in an interview live on television or on a radio station, there's a video of it, that if she was laying in bed with her husband and Lil Wayne phone, she'd get up and leave. Because she's like hooked up with Lil Wayne mad times, and she wrote this tell-all book about hooking up with all these people and shit. And apparently she's hooked up with Shaq and said that his wiener isn't even very big. And I don't mean if that's like very big in comparison to his body or in comparison to other wieners. I do not know, but that's the word on the street.
Well, either way, the analogy still remains. Would you rather have people think you got nailed in the butt and it didn't happen, or not get nailed in the butt but people think it did happen?
I'll jump in.
Yeah, I'll let you go first.
I really don't give a fuck what people think. I'm not getting nailed in the ass by Shaq.
Yeah, that was pretty much exactly what I was gonna say. Like the people who really, really know me, I think wouldn't think that I was lying because I'm
Exactly.
a pretty honest person
Exactly.
in my life. Like even when I fuck up, I own up to it a lot of the time. So I think if like the people in my life really came out to me and like, bruh, you got fucked in the ass by Shaq, I'd be like,
No.
no man, that didn't
Yeah.
happen. It really did not happen. If it did, y'all would know because I'd sue his ass and I'd be rich as fuck.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking that way
But-
too. This guy thinks 5 ways down the line.
But
you know?
then, because definitely would have been against my will. So I'd be trying to sue him.
Oh, God.
But
Don't forget suing. You could press charges. Yeah.
He'd rather just have the money to be
I'd
honest.
rather
Because
it's
then it
already-
would
it's
be
already
very
happened.
public.
It's
Then it would
already
be very
happened.
public.
I'd rather just take the money.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Shaq's rich. He'd settle out of court. Yeah.
oh fuck yeah, Shaq's rich as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to have to live with that, and then no one knows. I don't know. Yeah, I'd rather just not happen. And then if like complete strangers on the street for some reason thought that I had sex with Shaq, to be honest, for the, like people who I didn't even really know, I'd probably just even go with it. I'd be like, yeah, man, shit was
Gives a
crazy.
shit.
Met him one night in Miami, and fucking, I don't know, shit fucking happened. It was Shaq. What
If
do you want me to
anything, you
do?
could have fun with it. You know.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, it was Shaq. What do you want me to do? Like, it was in
Yeah.
Miami, and shit happens. It's Shaq.
Miami.
You know, it is what it is. He was DJing. You know, yeah, Shaq
He was
Diesel was
DJ.
DJing. and-
Okay, so we're coming up with scenarios now.
And he fucking gave me that look in his eye from the crowd.
And then before you knew it, Fred was under the turntables.
Uh-oh.
Facing Shaq.
Yeah, fist bumping. Fist pumping, if you know what I mean. You know. But yeah, I probably would not do that. Jokes aside, I'd probably not do that. But unless I could sue him, and make some money, that'd be cool. 'Cause
Oh, for
Shaq's
sure.
rich as fuck.
Yeah, he is rich as fuck.
So
This was an interesting episode.
Indeed it was. Anyway, we'll be back next Sunday. Thank you for joining us. I forgot at the beginning again to say rate, review, subscribe, comment, like, share, all that shit. Fuck me. I always forget to say it until the very, very end, and I'm sure
7 days makes 1 week. Yeah.
I'm sure a whole bunch of you aren't even here by now anymore. But this was another episode of 7 Days Makes 1 Week. You can find us on YouTube. Please share the link, comment, and thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week, hopefully joined by Nico. And yeah, we'll have more bullshit to talk about. Cheers.
Cheers.